Hey everybody, great to be learning with you today as we begin the second chapter in Sefer Yehoshua. So in the last lesson we got to know Yehoshua a bit, whose full name is actually Yehoshua ben Nun. He came from the tribe of Ephraim and was a military officer who helped conquer the enemy nation of Amalek. We also learned that he was chosen as Moshe's successor, Moshe's replacement, because he was a servant leader, the kind of person who puts the needs of other people before his own. But now, Yehoshua's got some work to do. He's got to begin the process of conquering the land of Israel, and so he decides to send two spies, identified as Pinchas and Kalev, to check out the land of Yericho, which was the first city located just to the west of the Jordan River, a river that the Jews would eventually have to cross. But this wasn't the first time that the Jews ever sent people on a spy mission before. You may remember that when Moshe was still the leader, he sent spies to check out the land of Israel too. But those spies came back with a terrible report and caused the people to become afraid and rebel, and because of that reaction, Hashem declared that they would have to wander the desert for 40 years total. This time around was going to be different. You see, when Moshe sent the spies, he sent 12 spies in total. These spies were sent with lots of fanfare, lots of publicity. It was known to the entire nation when they were leaving, and when they came back, they gave a public report about what they had found. But it was almost the complete opposite in Yehoshua's time. When Yehoshua sent his spies, he only sent 2 of them. He did it secretly, unbeknownst to the rest of the nation. And when they came back, they gave a private report just to Yehoshua and not to the entire nation. But let's get back to the story in the second chapter. These 2 spies, Kalev and Pinchas, decide to sleep at an inn run by a woman named Rachav. Now, Rachav wasn't Jewish, but she had heard all about the miracles that were done for the Jews. The 10 plagues in Egypt, the splitting of the Yam Suf, the battles, and she was on their side. Which explains when the king of Yericho found out about these spies and sent men to track them down, Rachav decided to hide them in bundles of flax on the roof of her inn. Now, this was a risky move on her part. Not only that, she told the king's men that the spies had already left, and so when these king's messengers go running after them, Rachav secretly lowers them down from the window in her inn that overlooked the city walls, giving both Kalev and Pinchas a chance to run for the mountains nearby as the king's men run around looking helplessly for them and completely not coming up with any leads, totally out of luck. Here's the thing, though. Before Rachav helped the spies escape, she made them make a deal. They had to promise to save her and her family when Yehoshua's army would finally come marching through Yericho to conquer the city. Now, they agreed, but they told Rachav, here's the deal. In order for us to keep our end of the bargain, you've got to tie a red string from your window. And that red string is going to be a sign that anyone in this house, and this house only, will be safe. No one else outside of your house is going to be spared. So you do that, Rachav, and we'll make sure that we take care of you. That's what's going on in Sefer Yehoshua, Perek Bet, the second chapter. But before we go further, we have to look at 2 questions, starting with the first. Why did Yehoshua design his spy mission so differently from Moshe's? I mean, after all, wasn't Yehoshua the number 1 student of Moshe who closely followed everything his master taught him? So why didn't he do things the same when it came to the spy mission? And secondly, we need to look at the 2 acts of kindness that took place here. Rachav's kindness to the spies by saving them, and the spies' kindness to Rachav, the promise they made to spare her family when the Jewish people would come marching through Yericho. Are these acts of kindness the same, or are they different? Is one act of kindness greater than the other? And these are some of the issues that we'll explore when we return to class. Looking forward to learning with you when we return.